Hello, it is I, the one and only DragonTamerRuiz, back from dead as it were, bringing you all a new Pokemon video of sorts. Today I will take you on my journey in a little Pokemon Fusion ROM hack named Pokemon Fusion Platinum. At least that's what the sources where I got the game said it was called. Made by two people, at the release they credited by two people named Grillo and Lugre. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Feel free to correct me in the comment section below. But I decided to check out this ROM hack because they made a little ROM hack by the name Pokemon Fusion 3, which is what caught my attention originally, so I decided to check out some of the earlier work, starting with, of course, this ROM hack. I'll eventually be checking out Fusion 2 afterwards, which I believe is based on, the Heart Gold Soul Silver, so the Gen 2 remix. I forget which version specifically. One thing to note right now is that it's entirely in Spanish. Luckily, I know how to navigate through Platinum stories, so that won't be much of a problem. Also, while this won't be a Nuzlocke, I did set some rules for myself while playing this game, which the first one is I can only catch the first Fusion Pokemon in every route. I specify Fusion because not every route has Fusion Pokemon, and I just thought, I'm playing the Fusion ROM hack, I want to use Fusion Pokemon. 2, no items in battle, so things like potions, full heals, revives, etc. I will battle in set mode, so I cannot switch out after fainting an opponent's Pokemon, and I'll be using level caps dictated by the next gym leader's highest level Pokemon, eventually leading to the last member of the Elite Four, when I, of course, go into the Elite Four and challenge Cynthia. But without further ado, let's get started. After finishing watching a news broadcast, our rival, which is currently named Israel just because it was a name that was available, busts into the room, talking about something about a professor, drags me to his home, which then leads us to inevitably trying to run past this tall grass, of course, without Pokemon. Luckily, Professor Rowan stops us and introduces us to our 3 starters, which are going to be a Trico Bagon fusion named Bagon, a Cyndaquil Larvitar fusion named Cindatar, and a Mudkip Nidoran fusion named Mudcran. That's a really weird name. Thankfully, we do not choose that starter, and we end up picking the Trigon, because Trico is one of my favorite Hoenn starters, and you know what? I am DragonTamerRuiz. And thus begins our first rival battle. Of course, sending out Trigon, the Trico Bagon fusion. He sends out Sandatar, the Cyndaquil Larvitar fusion. Trigon has Bonerate and Spark, so I use Spark. Very confused by this starting moveset, and I will touch on this later. Luckily, it does end up paralyzing the Cindatar. After that, Cindatar uses Dragon Pulse! Okay, even more confusing. And brings me to the red. But luckily, Trigon is able to finish off the Cindatar with a Bonerang. Christ, what a start to this journey. After that battle, we end up visiting the lake near our hometown and end up running into Cyrus, which, honestly, he looks quite the pushover, not gonna lie. Ignoring him, we make our way back to Professor Rowan, run into our rival real quick in the company of Dawn. And we get to nickname our Trigon, which I nickname Frankie, because it looks like a Frankie to me. Gotta love my useless nicknames. But after some more shenanigans, talking to our mother and such, we get our first encounter, which is a Luxstarly, a Starly Shinx fusion. That uses Ice Shard, and one hit KOs my Trigon, because it's Grass Dragon, making me lose this encounter. What a fantastic start. Luckily, our next encounter in Route 201 is a bit more, doable, being a Volcute, a Voltorb Execute fusion, which is Grass Electric, which I do end up catching and nicknaming Fried. After that is our Lake of Verity encounter, which is Growlup, the Growlithe Lillipup fusion, which honestly is quite cool. Normal Fire type, which I end up nicknaming Boy. And getting into our first trainer battle that is, not our rival. The first trainer in Route 202 sends out a Machop, and currently I am confused because this is most certainly not a fusion while playing this, and I was not expecting this, and I was thinking like, that's weird. So, I choose to ignore it and run into our second trainer, which sends out a Bidoof. Starting to think these trainers don't have used Pokemon right now. And I end up using Boy the Growlup's Woodhammer to just absolutely annihilate it. Moving on, we have the third trainer, which ends up sending out Happiny, and I start out with Fried the Voltcute. I end up using Fried's some type of bug type move. Feel free to tell me in the comment section below what you think this is. I was thinking maybe Attack Order. It might also maybe be Bug Buzz, but doesn't do much damage. It uses Ominous Wind. Happiny's classic move. And I decided to go for a takedown. And the Happiny then proceeds to use Ice Fang and bring Fried to the red. So I quickly switch into Boy, which ends up getting frozen from the incoming Ice Fang. God, my luck. And Boy remains frozen until he's brought to 1 HP, which then he proceeds to dethaw and stop the Happiny, finishing her off. After that is my Route 218 encounter, or at least my first Route 218 encounter, which is a Magikarp, making me realize not all routes will have fused Pokemon. And this is where I come in and say that I think I do end up having this Magikarp with my team for the first little bit. I think after the first gym, for sure, I don't have it in my team anymore, because I eventually make up the rule that my encounter has to be fused, making this not count. But until then, and Route 204 is another Luxarly, which is captured and named Stubborn, because of, me having to encounter it twice in order to capture it. After that is our second rival battle, him starting out with a Meowspeon, a Meowsic Espeon fusion, and I lead with Fried the Voltcute. It uses what I think is Chatter, and I use a super effective bug type move, which doesn't do much damage. Lovely. And I repeat this until Voltcute is again left on 1 HP, in which I then decide to send out Boy the Growlup to take a Chatter, which then leaves Boy on 4 HP, and the Meowspeon proceeds to outspeed and faint Boy. Stubborn comes out, proceeds to take a Chatter, hit its Leaf Blade 2 turns in a row to faint Meowspeon, after which our rival sends out Cindatar, fate Stubborn with a Dragon Pulse. I send out Frankie the Trigon, get hit with another Dragon Pulse, live with one, and land a Bonerang for the win. After that, I forgot that I had a Ravaged Path encounter, which happens to be Mardu, a Meryl Sandshrew fusion, which is Water Ground, which is really nice because its only weakness is Grass type, albeit a 4 times weakness, but still the only weakness, which I end up naming a Mickey with an IE. After that is a Route 203 encounter, Goomy Kid, a Goomy Elekid fusion, Electric Dragon nicknamed Volts, and we run it into a trainer that has a Croculus, a Croconaw Zawilus fusion, which is making me start to realize that this game's trainers and Pokemon's movesets, if the Woodhammer, normal fire type, Growlup wasn't, anything to say, were ran through a randomizer, which was an interesting choice. And the smoking gun, to confirm this, damn it, this can't be right, I refuse. A Darkrai from a random trainer. Speaking of which, I start off with Volts the Goomy Kid, which gets hit by Darkrai's Dizzy Punch, leaving Volts on 4 and confuses him. To top it all off, I miss my move. Bringing back Volts, I send out Mickey the Mardu. It sets up a screen, Mickey goes for Bug Bite, the Darkrai lands another Dizzy Punch, leaving her at half health before landing another the next turn, fainting Mickey. Then Darkrai takes out Fried as well, which then I go into Boy and Woodhammer it until it's down. Luckily, there's absolutely no way I won't run it into anything else crazy. What do you have? What am I looking at? A Zygarde with a Regigigas? And also apparently a Hoopa, my friend. What the actual fuck is this thing? Moving on, bring down Volts first. I land a super effective cross chop while it raises its defense and special defense. Volts lands another cross chop, and this monstrosity does something, I don't know. Which then I finish it with 2 sky uppercuts while it uses Splash? What just happened? Anyways, continuing to move on, we get some more encounters, which is a Fledgy, a Fletchling, Pidgey Fusion, Normal Flying. I don't actually end up using this. After that is two Pokemon that I do end up using, which is a Slugma Shelter Fusion, which I nickname Sleeper, and a Feroduo, a Duduo Ferroseed Fusion, which I end up naming Cross. And from this point on, I'm not going to show off any more of my encounters unless I either end up using them substantially or I just think they look cool. This is a good time to sit down a bit while we're just going through the footage for these encounters. So going into this, I came in this with the wrong mindset. And I was feeling very off in the beginning. I ended up really enjoying this playthrough, but that's because I had to switch a flip in my mind, which I have not flipped since June 13th, 2020, which was the upload date of the final part of my Moemon Emerald Super Randomized series, where I randomized Pokemon's typings, their abilities, their movesets, and like what they could evolve into. Pretty much if it could be randomized with the exception of base stats, I randomized it. They were really fun, but I definitely had to tackle those series in a very different manner. Similarly, this game has it, if anything, I'd argue a bit worse for the sole fact that with my Super Randomized series, I had it so at the very least, the moves that the Pokemon would randomly learn, were most likely going to be stab moves. That ain't the case here, so I hope you like seeing Frankie's Spark and Bonerang, because you're going to hear it mentioned a lot. But moving on to the first gym, we run into the first trainer, which ends up having a Manaphy. Luckily, it is taken out with a few sky uppercuts from Volts, which leads us to the first gym leader, Rourke. I start out with Frankie. Rourke sends out his ever so classic Grotle. I try to set up with Bulk Up, hoping that even though Boomerang is not very effective, it might do something, but I end up switching out into Sleeper, the Shelgma, into a close combat. Finishing off with Grotle with a Lava Plume the turn after, which thankfully this Pokemon has a stab move because it is a water fire type. Rourke then proceeds to send out a Mantine because, of course, why wouldn't it be Mantine? And why wouldn't a Mantine have Leaf Storm? You know, the move Mantines are known for. After Sleeper faints, I go into Frankie, which Mantine finishes off with an Ice Shard. I then proceed to send out Mickey the Mardu to faint from a Leaf Storm for funsies because I forgot for half a second that I had Leaf Storm. You know, the classic move, Mantine knows. Isn't it fun? But luckily Cross the Feroduo comes out, egg bombing the Mantine, taking Rourke's potion usage. He then sent out his last Pokemon, which I Feather Dance 3 times with Cross just in case it tries some shenanigans with me. And after which I switch out into Volt and spam Fire Punch to get the burn and beating the first gym leader. After which I run into Looker, stop a mugging, run into a trainer's Torcosta, which I just thought was pretty neat. Also, after the fight, it involves Frankie the Trigon into Frankie the Grovigon? Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. How would you pronounce this spelling? Then I run into a child that stops me. Something going on at the windmill. A Galactic Grunts Infernate with Mickey's dives. Get locked out. Don't worry, I get in there eventually and attack their admin by spamming dive on Mickey once again. I end up catching a Darumaka Carnival fusion that I don't end up using, but I just think looks cool. Speaking of cool, I run into some trainers on my way to the forest to have a Zoranine, a Zoroark Ninetales fusion, and a Frostim, a Frostlast Cherim fusion. Inside the forest, I team up with a green-haired lady, casually find and fight with God, and fought another trainer's Zoropink, which is a Zoroaspoink fusion, which I thought was really cute. After that, my encounters were a Oddismer, which is an Oddis Whismur fusion that I nicknamed Gumdrop, and a Ratzel, a Ralt Sneasel fusion, which is named Fruit. And, I try using Fruit, and Fruit sometimes puts in work, which while grinding, evolved into a Sneasocurlia fusion. And I realized something while grinding for 2-ish hours. Maybe more, I don't really remember. You know what I just realized? I just did all that without even really like listening to anything. Just speed up sound effects. There might be something wrong with me, honest to God. Okay. After grinding, we of course go to the second gym leader, in which Gardenia starts off with Gloom, while I start off with our newest team member, Fruit. And after realizing Cross Chop, Hyper Beam, and Gunshot might not be the best options, I switch into Sleeper the Shelgma, fainting her Gloom with a couple of Fire Plumes. She then proceeds to send out a Talivore that faints Sleeper with a Stone Edge. I then send out Mickey Limardu to use Thunderwave and proceed to use Shadow Sneak the turn after, revealing that it is a Psychic type. So after a dive to see if it was Psychic Fire, because I had a Foxtail, so I thought it might be fused with a Ninetales, I finish off the Talivore with a few Bug Bites and a Shadow Sneak after de-thawing because it froze Mickey from its Ice Punches. Our last Pokemon happens to be a Delibird, so I T-Wave it using Mickey and finish it off with Frankie's Spark. After which we gain access to Cut, so I catch Shepitom, the Shuppet Rotom named Buzzer, and deal with another Galactic Invasion by beating Jupiter's Zorupig, Grumpig Fusion, and Sable Eye, after which we hatch the Togepi egg, Togepi Eevee Fusion egg from Cynthia that I hatched and named him, captured a Tyrogue Houndour Fusion and named him Jet, captured a Bronzesprout, which is a Bronzor Bellsprout fusion named Button, and picked up an Eevee from BB. After which we enter the third gym. The gym trainer had the Reggie Abomination as well as a Guzzlord Dusknoir fusion, which looked really freaking cool. And I wish I was able to get it in my playthrough. More on that later. Then we get to the third gym leader with me leading off with Mickey the Mardu while she sent out Chalstran. I'm going to go with Chalstran, the Blastoise Heatran fusion. There might be more in there. I'm just going to go with that. Her Abomination uses Petal Dance while I'm trying to dive, with Mickey fainting in the process, followed by Sleeper fainting because, well, it's still a Heatran. Luckily, Volt is able to land a Sky Uppercut on it, taking an attack, bringing it to the red, finishing off her first Pokemon with Volt's own dive. She then sends out a less intimidating Dustox, which I'm able to down with a last-ditch Fire Punch from Volt and Frankie's Drill Peck. Then, because I wasn't striking enough, she sends out her last Pokemon, Metagross. Fun! Absolutely fantastic. Luckily, Frankie the Grovigon is a champ with Bonerang and faints it with 1 HP remaining. We're not done just yet, as we have the rival fight next. Taking the wrong pages from Fantina's book, he starts off with Dustox, which I get rid of with Sleeper's Fire Plume after switching out Mickey. He then proceeds to send out Fletchioto, the Fletchinder Pidgeotto fusion. I let Sleeper faint for the free switch into Volt, but then remembering that my Dragon Electric type doesn't have any electric moves, slip of the brain at the time. Anyways, luckily Volt has Dive, but he gets hit by some kick move that leaves him at 4 HP, but I've already committed the dive. And then I remember Fletchinder doesn't get the fire type till it's a Talonflame, so I let Volt faint for another switch in. Luckily my Grass Dragon has access to Spark, so we finish off making my rival send out his newly evolved starter, Quilavatar, who I presume is still Fire Rock, so I kill it with a quad effective Bonerang. But we're not out of the woods just yet, as he sends out his final Pokemon, Raikou, which I beat by spamming Bonerang. Anyways, nothing eventful happens on my way to the fourth gym other than shooting in rare candies to not grind without anything going on in the background like I did for the second gym, so I may keep what little shreds of sanity I have left. And with those candies, Cross evolves into a Ferrodrio, Fruit evolves into a Weavor, and finally Boy evolves into Arcaland. With our newly evolved team members, we go challenge Maylene. She starts off with a casual Latios while I try to believe in the Mickey lead. Luckily Latios just spits up some mist while I hit a Thunder Wave the first turn. Then I proceed to go off 2 Shadow Snakes while taking 2 Tri-attacks, after which I realize, oh yeah, I have Bug Bite, and finish off her first threat. She then proceeds to kill off any tension by throwing out a Poochyena, which Mickey deals with quickly with another Bug Bite. Her next Pokemon happens to be a Hydrogator, which I believe is Water Dark, so I stick with Old Reliable Bug Bite, but she outspeeds and faints Mickey with an Outrage. Believing it's finally Fruit's time to shine because she's my fastest team member, I send her out hoping to hit a super effective Cross Chop. Which I do, hit the Cross Chop, but it's not Water Dark. And I don't think I realized this while recording. Anyways, I got Boy, and luckily her Hydreigon hit itself in confusion from the Outrage, so he gets in safely. Proceed to get off the Wood Hammer and finally realize it's Water Dragon. Thank God past me realized this, because future me certainly didn't have any faith. Finally, after taking a good chunk of damage from her Outrage, Boy the Arcland finishes off her final Pokemon with Return. Remember that move? Game Freak? Cause I do. And I miss it. Afterward, I stop yet another mugging, catch a Centaur of my own that I promptly named Steve, as well as this Pawnage that I name Link. I also run into a random trainer with 2 legendary fusions of Mesprit and Tapu Lele, and Dialga and Reshiram. Nothing much happens, so we proceed to the 5th gym, but before that, we have another rival battle. I lead off with the good old reliable Mickey as he starts off with Muck. After the first dive and seeing the damage, I promptly switch into Cross and outrage both his Muck and Aerodactyl to death, after which he sent out the Typhlonatar, which takes on the leftover outrage duration while setting up curses. I hope I could do something with Frankie's Bonerang like before, but the curses raising its defense, it lives in the red and one-shots Frankie. Oof. As well as Fruit, because all her level up moves don't have 100% accuracy or are committal like Hyper Beam. I would not have any of these moves by choice. Trust me, it is just what she leveled up with. A few more of my Pokemon go down until I finally send back out Mickey, fainting him with Dive. Last one is Mightyena, which I eventually get rid of with Volt's Sky Uppercut. Leveling up before the gym leader, I get Frankie to his final evolution, which, in all honesty, as simple looking as it is, I really like. But liking the evolution ain't going to get me my gym badge, so getting into the fight, I start out with our newly evolved Steve against his Bastiodon. After landing one Flame Wheel, getting it burned, and seeing the minuscule damage, I switch out to Volts to end his first Pokemon with a Sky Uppercut. Keeping me on my toes, Weak proceeds to send out his Suicune, making me want to switch to Frankie for a super effective Spark, which I do. However, I didn't realize Wake would forbide. So, after leaving it on red and paralyzed, it finishes off Frankie for the rest of the battle. Damn. While I'm not allowed to use items, Wake sure is, as it uses a Hyper Potion while I go for Faint Attack with a newly sent out Cross. Then, while I'm trying to finish off Suicune with a few flies, it lands a Dark Void of all things to put Cross to sleep. Luckily, I wake up second turn and continue attacking with Fly while it spams Recover. Just a reminder, the same Suicune that's recovering also has access to Bind and Dark Void. What the hell am I playing? Anyways, eventually goes down and Wake then sends out Astalos? No, that's just Astalos. Wait, what is Volt and Mega? A Yem Mega with something else? It's just Astalos. I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's so cool though. Which then proceeds to use some fire-type moves as it absolutely melts into Cross. Oh yeah, it also has speed boost. What fun. Luckily, Cross got in a good chunk in herself with Outrage, allowing Volts to KO it with 2 Sky Uppercuts while it used Weather Ball. Again, I find myself asking, what is this game? One Terrace attack later, followed by following said Terrace and fighting their Tarante? A Terrakian anti-fusion. I cannot pronounce that name. We meet up with Cynthia, who sends us to her grandmother to show us some ruins before I get attacked by Cyrus, which, in all honesty, was a pushover, along with the upcoming rival fight. So, to the 6th gym we go. Start things off, Byron sends out Beautifly, which I attempt to give Fruit the Weavor a chance. One Hyper Beam later, Beautifly sets up a barrier and proceeds to be healed with a Hyper Potion. Great work, Fruit. I try again, hoping at least to beat this Beautifly with her. However, during the recharge turn, Fruit gets hit by some move that faints her and lets Byron switch out from his Beautifly into his Luzargia, which seems to be a fusion of Mega Charizard X and Lugia. Honestly, kind of dig it. Hoping to get Mega Charizard X Dragon type, I go into Cross to hit with Outrage. However, she feints Lugiazart's Flamethrower, going into Mickey in hopes to paralyze it with Thunder Wave. While I try to figure out how to deal with this, it gets hit by some move that hardly does any damage to our luck. Using Mickey's classic dive, Luzargia sets up Amnesia, but still gets hit by my physically inclined dive for about half before getting parried, and using what I think is a Citrus Berry? Realizing Mickey can drown this Pokemon like the rest, I spam dive while it keeps on getting parried and finish it off with a priority Shadow Sneak. Byron sends out Fruit's unfinished job and uses a full restore as Mickey attempts to Shadow Sneak. Following this, Mickey Ironheads this insect as it whirlwinds out Mickey and brings in Steve. One Flame Wheel later and Byron's down to his last Pokemon Rhyperior, which I finish off with Frankie's Bonerang. After that, I do Riley's side quest, hatch his gifted egg into a Ryoglu-Gibble fusion named Ryoblu that I nickname TY for thank you, so we'll pronounce it thank you. Once that's done, it's off to the lake, starting with Valor, which we run into with a Glorious, which I drown and Shadow Sneak with Mickey. Then we face up against Saturn, who starts off with Torterra, which I faint with Steve's Flame Wheels. Up next is his Lunar Chop, who I finish with Cross, who I also use to barely finish off his remaining Pachirisu. After that, I hit the Lake Verity, and while dealing with the grunts, well, just play the battle. Okay. All right. I'm gonna lose this. I somehow won that. Okay. One healing trip later, and we face up against Mars, who doesn't hold back any punches, starting off with her Zelkia. I started with Steve against her Zelkia, so I quickly switch into my Steel Flying type Cross, who has access to Outrage. 2 Outrage turns later, and it's down, followed by 1 more Outrage, and a newly sent out Electidra. After seeing Cross hit themselves in confusion, I switch out into Frankie to finish it off with Bonerang, followed by a few sparks on her last Pokemon Girafarig, a cakewalk compared to her lackeys. One stern talking to the professor and evolving Link into a Blade Sharp in hopes of using it. I head off to the 7th gym. Meeting Maylene on the way, who I don't ever remember meeting on the way here, so I was actually quite thrown off. I guess I also met my rival, but I couldn't reach him right now. While in the 7th gym, I ran into Fruit's other evolution if they were male, and I had a Dawnstone, as well as a Mew Celebi fusion Mewbee, and a Regigrow. Okay, Candace time. Starting leads off with Link as Candace leads with Muck. I switch into Frankie because I'm realizing how bad Link's moveset is. Couple Bonerangs and Poison later, Muck's down leading into Candace's Darksis. I switch into Cross for whatever reason, instead of just sacking Frankie, tanking damage what I think is Pin Missile. Here I use a Poison type move, registering it as Toxic, realizing that it's not Toxic at this very moment, after doing nothing and getting hit by its Weather Ball, in which I then go into Old Reliable Outrage to finish off the Darksis. Darksis, yeah. Candace proceeds to go into her Arbok, which I try to finish off with Fruit's Hyper Beam, failing the first time, because of course she wouldn't. Luckily, even through the recharge, Fruit feints Candace's Arbok with a second Hyper Beam. Fruit does, however, successfully get rid of Candace's last Pokemon, Delcatty, with Cross Chop. At least she seems to be more useful than Link, just not as consistent. After fighting Candace, I witnessed my rival suffer depression, break into a building's basement with a cop, which happened to hold the base of Team Galactic, so I obviously won't get in trouble. I listened to Cyrus' speech intently. So true, bestie, so true. So intently that I decided to battle him in his office afterwards, but like last time, he was a pushover, only having Mr. Mime, Bellsprout, and Dustox. After freeing the light Pokemon from Saturn, it was off to Mount Cornet. Some grunt battles and one last battle with the admins, I jumped to the Distortion World after Cyrus. Once finding him, I battled this pushover one last time. And lost. Multiple times. I guess he wanted to prove he wasn't a pushover before he went out, so here's the last battle unedited. Okay. Gonna do that. Okay. You are Dragon Psychic, so we're gonna switch you out for Cross. I'm gonna hit you. Okay. One more. Another one. Is that Cross gone? Fuck. That's Cross completely gone. Jet. Just hit you with that. Okay. We'll just hit you with what we can. Button. You with the rock climbs. Okay. Whew. You're definitely a water type. Maybe Sleeper might be able to do something to you? No, wait, Sleeper can't do shit to you. I didn't mean to hit. I want to go up. Are you faster? Of course you're not. I don't know even why I brought you out. Oh my god, that was such a misplay on my hand. I wasted a perfectly good Pokemon. Bark, Paralyze, Confuse Ray. I don't want to deal with confusion. So we're going to swap back out to Button. And then we're going to swap back into Frankie. God damn it, Spark. Paralyzed, Spark again. Oh. I gotta check. What typing is Tapu Lele? Is it just like it's something? Tapu Lele. So this is just a pure psychic type. Spark. Okay, Paralysis, Rock Throw, Crit, wonderful. Spark, get Paralysis. Somehow lived. Spark again. With a crit! Oh my god, is that it? Did I win? Why was it the hardest fight of my freaking life? 100% was luck, no skill involved, but afterwards I met up with the Kyurem Giratina fusion, caught a half-health poison with an Ultra Ball, named it Kevin. With that, it was onwards towards the 8th gym. I start off with my newly evolved thank you as Volkner sent out Mantine. Let's hope he didn't take notes from Rourke's Mantine. Not having anything thank you can do to this Mantine, I swap out into Frankie as it goes for Sword Stance. And one spark later, it's down. Hey, progress. Volkner then sends out Golzatu, which looks pretty damn cool, not gonna lie. Using Frankie's reliable Boomerang, he gets paralyzed by Goltu's Thunder Wave. After seeing the damage it did and not wanting to deal with paralysis, I switch Cross into a Signal Beam. Trying to figure out if it's still a Psychic type, I have Cross go over Feint Attack, but don't have the chance to get it off as Golzatu hits Cross with a super effective Electric type move, fainting it in the process. Here I'm weighing my options, which ends up with me sending out Kevin and going for the rare stab move, Aurora Beam, proccing Golzatu's Berry, which doesn't matter too much as I go for Kevin's Clamp for residual damage, finishing off with an Aurora Beam Clamp residual combo. Next up was Probopass, which Kevin beats with a Clamp and Boomerang, and I finish up his last Pokemon Hippowdon with one stab Aurora Beam from Kevin and a stab Surf from Sleeper the turn after. All that's left is Victory Road, which my first encounter there happens to be a Meowspeon, which I don't end up using. But I wanted to show off because I'm so sad. I 100% would have put that on my team. God damn it. Disappointment aside, it's time for the final rival battle. Remember that Togepi I hashed from Cynthia's egg? Well, here's him now, as a Togepiron, starting us off against our rivals Walrein and Hypno's Roar of Time. That, quite frankly, doesn't do much damage to the Walrein. I just thought it was cool. After taking 2 Dragon Rages to the face, I have him go for a powerful Psychic type move, which barely doesn't do enough damage for a rival's Walrein as he takes out him. One classic Spark later from Frankie, and the Walrein is down, leading into our rival's next Pokemon, Chimecho. Thinking that it might have Levitate, I switch out into Cross, who has access to Feint Attack, which Cross uses twice to knock it out, getting paralyzed in the process. Up next is our rival's Voltigor, which I barely take out with Sleeper's Stab Lava Plume, which also takes out the Shedinja. Next up is the Typhlonatar, which knocks out Sleeper, who has done enough work at that point. So I go into my own starter Frankie, feinting it with Bonerang. The last Pokemon happens to be a Spinda, which Frankie deals with quickly using Bonerang. And with that, all that's left is the Elite Four, and while it has been fun narrating through this journey, I want to end it with some live commentary, so without further ado, take it away past me. Alrighty then. Let's get into it. It has been a long 2 days for me. This game has been... It has most certainly been a trip, we shall say. So we're going to be leading off with him, our Togetic Umbreon Fusion, but I did give some items. This was the Pokemon. I gave him the, I'm going to assume, I think it's a Dark Plate, Kevin Never Melt Ice, and Frankie the Soft Sand for their respective just moves that they have. I don't know what I'm going to run into here. I honestly have no idea. I'm going to try to not use the speed up button too much for these last couple of battles. God, when I tell you I was not expecting the journey that I had with this game. First of all, I'm playing this in entirely Spanish, and I'm going to tell you right now, the story drags when you don't understand what the fuck's going on. Also, we need to switch. Let's switch to Frankie. Story drags when you have no clue what the fuck's going on. But honestly, it's been a blast. I've been enjoying seeing the fusions. It's very scuffed, but... is that charge? It's just Boomerang, boosted with the Soft Sand. I should get rid of you. Also level 59 because that is going to be the level of the last Elite Four member, is their highest level, so that's just what I'm going off by. Alright, that is their Arcanine Stoutland fusion down. Next, no. I need to think of my next moves very carefully. I'm gonna go to Sleeper, God bless their soul, and try to hit a Spore. Alright, it used Lock On. I'm gonna go for a Spore. We're faster, thank you. And now we just have to hope. Unfortunately, because we're doing a fast Spore, I was actually kind of hoping it would be slower, but we do have the level advantage. We're gonna have to hope it doesn't wake up with Cross out, so that way we can get an Outrage. Okay, still asleep. Cross, you've been with us for so long. It's so helpful. I remember when I thought you had Toxic, and I think I even tried to use that as Toxic a couple of times. Outrage did not work the way I wanted it to. Maybe I should have went out to thank you. It should be fine. We're Steel type, you know. Has this thing ever hit me with an offensive move now that I'm thinking about it? How's a berry? I'm gonna assume that's a citrus. Also, the sleep RNG has been godlike. It is probably going to wake up next turn, but we need to maybe go out to a fighting type? To use a fighting type move to use revenge? Yeah, you woke up. You're using lock on. Alright. I'm gonna use revenge. Dragon Breath? How much damage is doing? Okay, we're good, we're good. Oh, okay. That should get rid of it, right? Okay, you are at least normal typing, I presume. Is that hurting you? Certainly ain't no dragon. I actually do think that's like my favorite design though in this game. It just looks so like unique compared to, well, there's a lot of unique good looking ones, but it's just like, I feel like it has like the most detail put into it comparatively. What is this move? Okay, you spite. No effect. Okay. Yeah, let's go back up to Sleeper, so you can Lava Plume you. So I'm assuming you're normal grass? Alright, that should be neutral. And then... Alright, Mega Drain ain't gonna do much. We bulky, we have the HP, we should be fine. Lava Plume, you are down with a cow because we have the level advantage, or are you just gonna live with just a sliver? But the bird's not gonna kill you. You can live with a sliver. I refuse to believe the bird's gonna kill you. Knew it. Ah, healing items, lovely. I'm glad that you get to use those because I've been avoiding them myself. Oh, second burn again? That's some insane RNG. We're gonna try to Mega Drain, that's fine. Actually, what is my health right now? We're in yellow now. So I'm not gonna be able to do much else with Sleeper if I switch them out, unless I'm sacking a Pokemon. Okay, what else do you have? Phantom, you're Ghost Electric. Let me try to hit you with a Spore. You missed. You have Insomnia. I think I'm gonna sack Sleeper here. Also, it keeps on missing Electro Cannon or something? It did some move. That is for damn sure. Okay, it hit me now. Well, that's gonna be super effective because, yeah, water typing. Alright, Sleeper. See you in the next fight. Him should be fine. No, actually, if it's faster, which it's not. Okay, it should be good. You should be down. Bye bye. Goodbye. Sayonara. Adios. There we go. And then this thing. Let's use this. This Shockwave Discharge? Didn't do actually much damage. We actually took that pretty well. I don't know what move this is. But our special attack got lowered when using it, so we do need to swap. I think Kevin should be fine going in, and we can hit it with an Aurora Beam. It should be super effective. Really? Charge? I mean, if you get the chance to use another electric type move, yeah, well, that'll be fantastic. But I don't think. Oh wow, you're faster. Good for you. Good for you. But you did it twice. Actually, but you are raising your special defense doing that. Will you live this now? And it's neutral. I have no clue what typing you are. Oh my god, the full restore. Okay. Does this do damage? Okay. Okay. This is super effective, though. Interesting. Huh. I have no clue what your typing is. But that'll probably be the last I see of you. Alright, Bertha, let's see what you got. You are ghost flying right? I think you're still ghost flying. I'm just gonna Dark Pulse. Yeah, there we go. That should, like, do half health. And I know you're relatively bulky, yeah. Accuracy down? That was flash? Still hit it, though, so... I'll just have to switch out for the next mon. Alright, bye, Jelly Blim. Hedge of Flame. This thing. I'm gonna assume you're fire flying. In which case, we're gonna send out Sleeper to try to surf you. Oh, that could be very scary. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 please. Okay, we hit the surf. We don't have to worry. Crisis averted. That could have been really, really, really bad. Whew. That's scary for a second there. I thought I had a moveset. I'm like, no, wait. You are Ghost Grass, so Lava Plume should work just fine, I think. That has Eruption. I forgot it has Eruption. I think that's Sleeper gone. Wait, more higher level. We can probably take a hit. Yeah, we took a hit. Lava Plume. Will it kill though? Ooh, just barely. I think they're going to heal, so I'm going to use another Lava Plume. I think our best bet here is just to use Lava Plume, and you know, if we can get the crit, calling it right now, crit? Maybe? Damn. Burn? Still didn't kill. Damn, and it didn't, well, actually wait. This is gonna barely do any damage, because you have burned, and you have low H, okay, fair enough. Actually, is that Earth Power? I don't know what move that is. I'm only guessing by, just visual. Let's send him back out. Meowspion? Perfect. That is a Dark Pulse coming your way. Okay. And is that a one-shot? Is this going to be a two-shot? Two-shot. Fair enough. Fair enough. Return. Wow, your Meowspion hates you. That's insane. Alright, and your last mon is going to be any second now a... Roar of Time, question mark? Attack, defense. It knows bulk up? Okay, that's still super effective. And we are going to have to rest. But I think we can... What do you have? Citrus? That's fine. Or whatever that berry's supposed to be. It's still raining. Extreme speed. How much damage? Okay, we're fine. We're perfectly fine. We can take another one of those. Whew, scared me there for a second. Well, unless it crits. Let's not celebrate yet. I had a feeling. Well, then let's give Cross some time and use Outrage. We resist the extreme speed. It does have a defense boost, but we also are holding the Dragon Fang. And it is still super effective, so... It should hopefully be killed with this Outrage cycle. Ooh, god, if it didn't buff its defense. That would have been it just then and there. You bitch. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Did we get a third turn? No, we don't. Of course we don't. Let's swap out to Kevin, so that way we don't risk. Because might as well, you know, not risk anything if we don't have to. And just... Steel Wing. We're bulky. Kevin's bulky. Kevin's bulky. Kevin's bulky. Kevin is indeed bulky. Alright. This should get rid of you, right? That did neutral. You're a Dragon Water type. That's annoying. We're gonna switch back into Cross. No reason to get rid of Kevin. And we're just gonna go for another Outrage. And it missed whatever attack it went for. Alright. Okay. I just remembered the existence of a certain Pokemon. The Gardevoir Latios fusion. Which kind of makes me want to put him in back. Because if him gets damaged, it might not be able to deal with the fusion. Should we run into it. And that Pokemon has given us a lot of problems in the past. Okay. Who's your first Pokemon? Please tell me, Frankie, Swap King. That's water poison, so we can just boomerang it. That's boosted by the soft sand. Of course, we could also just spark, but I feel like this is probably the better option of the two. Yeah. Bye, Swamp King. Still a neat fusion, though. I love the purple color. Drudasol. You are... Dragon Dar? Let's send out Cross and Outrage. We can live another hit. Outrage should kill. Knock on wood. Right? 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 Yeah, I'm right. Wait, what are you sending out? Then please let me be faster than it. Okay, Electrodra. Well, ain't that unfortunate. I can't send out Frankie because it's ×4 effective. We could send out Kevin, but I'm actually going to send out Thank You. I know it's still weak to the Ice Beam, But I'm hoping Lucario's faster and we can hit this Bone Rush. Okay, well, it's faster. And I think it... That's not Bone Rush. What the fuck was I... What am I on? Oh my god. Oof. Oh. Send out Kevin. I don't know what to try to do. Anyways. This should work. Because it's stab plus the Nevermelt Ice boost. That should hit us neutrally, and we're Giratina, so we should just be able to eat that up. Alright. Just another Aurora Beam. And you are gone. Bye-bye, Electra. I would have enjoyed using you, but you just didn't evolve, like, ever. You are Dark Psychic. I'm trying to think right now. I think we just keep Kevin in and brute force it. Main reason being we don't have a bug type move, which is the only typing in my mind that's like being like, oh yeah, bug type move, but we don't have one. And I don't quite know. Oh, so you have Steel Wing. Why does the Mind Weavire no Steel Wing? Pete's sake. Ooh. Okay. We're fine. We're taking the hits. We are indeed taking the hits. Can we take one more? Oh, really? Really? Would Boomerang do more? It might do about the same. It has a chance to miss. I'm not going to risk it. We'll do it now in case it wants to heal. It didn't heal though, so. Let's send out thank you and hit it with a revenge. No. Yes, because it's neutral. Still Steel Wing. Alright. Alright. Oh no. They say it was Mud Slap. Alright, don't wait. That's Ice Shard. We're fine. We can take a few of those, I think. Yeah, we can take a few of those. We can just lower down your accuracy in the meantime. Also, you're using Iron Defense, and that's actually kind of annoying. Alright. You know, I wouldn't mind if you missed. Thank you. Oh man, don't you just love being able to cheat? Is this even Mud Slap? Or is this Mud Shot? I don't know this move. Honest to God. But it's helpful. Oh. Wait, is Nikki going to be able to do this? In theory. Okay, one more. Oh, that's amazing. Unfortunately. Okay, that's amazing. Unfortunately, we did run out of PP for it, so. Oh. I think I have some elixir. Yeah. Stay quiet, stay salty, don't care. Alright, what will you have? God, will you have the freaking Dragon Psychic Gardevoir Latias Fusion? You're Dragon. You're Dragon Dark. I'm gonna send out Kevin. Let's see what Cross can do. Alright. Let's see if it's gonna hit this. It's doing something. Dragon Rush, though? Barely lived. Let's just Outrage, then. Full Restore, that's fine. Alright, second Outrage, that killed. You gonna send anything out? Well, I'm confused. Oh, that's so cool. God, I really wish I could have gotten you, but the unfortunate truth is I got the freaking Meow Stick. That's beyond Fusion. Just go for Feint Attack and see if we can hit through the confusion. You did. Does this do anything? Okay, you resisted that. Okay. Let's just go for the Outrage if we can hit through the confusion. We didn't. Well, they served us well, Cross. Let's go out to thank you and hit the Revenge. Dragon Breath. Always Dragon Breath. That's half health. Revenge should do more damage now, though. And that should get rid of the Guz Noir. Oh, it did. Alright, that's good. Your Rock Fire. Right? Revenge again. And you missed. Wonderful. No, you didn't miss. Oh, try attack. I swear I saw like some extra text there, but it's fine. The Revenge should get rid of you as well. Oh, lovely. Thank you, thank you. Zoronine. Let's just see if I can... Actually, do you have Levitate? I don't... Psycho Cutter. Okay. I'm gonna go to Sleeper and try to Spore you. That's gonna hurt. We lived though. It didn't get put to sleep, that's right. I think, oh fuck. It says Insomnia, I keep on forgetting about that. That's fine. Or I've been getting flinched. God damn it, that's Rock Slide. Okay. Alright, send up Frankie. Bonering. Levitate! Let's set up a bulk up. It's confused. Alright. And then Spark. +1 Spark. Nothing fancy. Oh my god. Hit yourself. Why? Spark. Hit yourself. Why? Spark gets rid of you though. Okay. Oh, that was scary. Wrong, Zabel. You are... Grass Steel. Am I fast enough to hit a Bonering? You have Levitate. Wonderful. I'm just gonna try to hit you with a Spark then. I know you resist it, but like... any bit of damage helps. Spark. Paralyzed again. Spark again. Is this... Wrongs? Full Restore? Why? Spark again. Oh, the Thunder? I resist it. Ah! At least Paralyze. This is some insane RNG. Oh my god. Is this the last Spark? No, I think we have one more after this. This is like the second time in a row. Oh my god. It's because I think it's because it's trying to go for thunder, I think. So it's either missing it or it's getting paralyzed. That's fantastic. Holy shit. Oh. Wonderful. Okay. Let's go heal up now. Alright, I just have one more left. Don't know what the heck to expect, but you have Lucario, well, the Lucario Garchomp fusion up front. Just so that way we can maybe revenge kill whatever comes out first. Oh, let's just get into the fight. Alright. What is your first Pokemon? Cynthia. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Lugreon. It's like a Lugia Umbreon fusion, I would assume. I'm gonna hope you're still dark. Use revenge. Dragon Breath, that's gonna hurt. Oh, I'm having flashbacks. Are you gonna paralyze me? First of all, I did barely any damage, no paralysis. And you're getting hit with this revenge, which, well, it's neutral. You are Dark Psychic. And I still don't have a Bug-type move. So, here's this other revenge. Ah. You're gonna heal. So I'm going to that didn't affect you. Do you have Levitate? Interesting. Oh well, this Dragon Breath's gonna kill, thank you, unfortunately. So we're already -1, which is just fantastic. Let's send out Sleeper, Spore, and then just start attacking it. Yeah, that's fine. We ate that up. We're gonna Spore you. And then let's Fire Bloom? Yes. Because in that way, if it happens to wake up, we can then burn it, hopefully, with the next attack. Really? Parente. Oh no. Can I do anything here? I guess just Surf and Pray? That's Stone Edge. I think Sleeper's gone. Yeah, okay. If I remember correctly, you're Rock. I think you're Rock Fighting. Or Rock Fire. Or something. Firefighting? You're something. Let's just go with the assumption you have either Rock or Fire typing in you, and we're going to bring out Frankie and Boomerang. Also, we're -2 Pokemon, and she still has a full party of 6. This is going fantastic. Okay. And now you're back. Wonderful. I'm just gonna Spark. Honestly. You're Dark Flying. You know what? That's why it would resist, the freaking Revenge would resist. Oh my god. Oh, why am I so unlucky? Okay, at the very least, this is gonna hurt. Didn't hurt that bad though, not gonna lie. Well, I'm pleasantly surprised. Oh, okay. So now we're back to being even. And you're normal flying, yes, because I have you. So you have Ice Shard, that's ×4 effective, but it is low base power. It's low base power. It's low base power. It's low base power. It's low base power. Spark isn't going to kill, knowing my luck. but maybe we can get the paralysis. Or not. Yes! And then we hope for you to get paralyzed this turn? No? Okay, fair enough. Okay. In that case, let's send out Kevin. And let's Ice Beam. Oh, what? No Ice Shard this turn? Unfortunate. Bye-bye. Golzamew. Okay, so I ran into the Mewtwo version of this before. I wonder if you're still a Psychic type. I'm gonna switch out to him. Hopefully we can take a hit. And then I want to... Can we take a hit? Yes, we can. Hopefully we can hit with a Dark Pulse and just see what the heck it is. Get some clarification. It still is a Psychic type. That's good to know. Him is going to have to go down though. What the fuck? Was that echoed voice? Well, either way, we can just feint attack you. Either that or Uproar. It's a normal type move either way, so we'll resist it. Alright, that should get rid of you? Yeah, okay. How many more Pokemon do you have left? And it's Lunar Chop. It's just Outrage. You're dragon fighting. You're raising your special defense. Well, that's a free attack for me. I'll gladly take that. Alright. And you're pretty frail, but you're not that frail. But this might heal you out of potion range, which means the next Outrage could potentially kill. Why? I mean, we resist that. It's still gonna do a lot of damage, but we resist it. What's your final Pokemon again? Please tell me it's something easy and not something... I don't know where to begin with this. Bone Ring? Super effective. Okay. Alright, we're still in it. We're still in it. That was 1. This is 2. Is that the KO? Yes, it is! Ooh, by the skin of our teeth. Is that like a Heatmore Registeel? Mixed maybe with something else? Because I don't recognize the color palette. Oh my god. This was a fun little journey. Him. Last second edition. Just because, unfortunately, the Weavile Gardevoir Fusion just wasn't, like, it had good moves, but it's just, like, good moves that are, like, one-off of, and damn, 40 hours. Technically less, because the speed-up button, of course, but damn. Good shit, me. Good shit.